So the little Sony A7S III tiny kitten unicorn is real. Oh, I can't believe it. Now before your gas heaven ass goes out and buys it, oh, it's shiny, I need it. Appreciate what you have first if you got a Fuji X-T4, of course. I'm not gonna lie to you, on paper, it's the perfect camera. There's nothing wrong with it, but I dug deep for flaws to prevent us from spending so much money. Let's see, I made a list of potential flaws.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
You will not believe the user error today. If you're wondering why this whole video is gonna look jerky and weird, it's because I had the IBIS set to this lens. Forgot to change it back to the little Samyang. Oh God. How is it even legal that I can run my own show and release it to the public? I'll never know. So I'm gonna stabilize everything in DaVinci and it should be somewhat usable, but it'll be cropped in heavy. And it's gonna get awkward if I do my weird shit, which I do. While I have you here, there's one point I forgot to talk about, and that's the weight. It's not like this is a light, easy to bring around with your rig. The camera itself is $699, so I was right. When they said it was $614, that was without the battery. That's a heavy battery. So we're approaching GH5 territory. It's funny that it's still lighter than the GH5, but plus that 20mm lens, which is 373, we're looking at 1072 grams. That's over a kilogram. From what I've found, this setup, when I have the Samyang 12mm Tony 2 on, it's 895 grams, and that's pushing it. That's pushing it for what you mere mortals who don't follow the monkey strength program could even handle. Over 1,000, you're getting into like, what are you doing with your life territory? If you were thinking of that 16 to 35 f4 stabilized, ouch, that's gonna be heavy. So, it's such a perfect camera, it's just too much for little vlogger scrubs. It's just, give us the Sony X4000. All right, back to the rest of the video, unless, of course, you're autofocusing on me. So we're on the Fuji X-T4 with the Samyang 12mm Tony 2. We got a new ND filter. It's a 128 non-variable. So this is as dark as it gets. It's Vlog. How come it doesn't want to get darker than that? So just pay attention to the stepping in the video today as we talk about the many Sony A7S III flaws, starting with that bullshit to screen. I combined screen and display. I don't understand this, honestly. Like, I'll be nitpicking. This whole list is full of nitpicks. But like, why do you have a tiny dot screen and this giant, massive, best class leading EVF? I don't know one person who would ever shoot a video with an EVF. Can you imagine running? You're gonna break your nose. I hope you do. I mean, what videographer is gonna do it? Who needs it? You're either on a gimbal or you're handheld. The angle's gonna be weird. Having it up, like, what are you gonna actually duck down? You snake ass trick. I tell you, whenever a business goes out of business, in Canada for some reason, the teenagers come out and graffiti the hell out of it. So I guess something new is coming there. Tim Hortons went out of business. That's like the first one ever. Honestly though, I'm kind of shocked. It's very low resolution. The Fuji X-T4 is a 1.6 million dot, so this is less, and this isn't a very good screen. It's okay, it's serviceable. But man, the Fuji X-T200 with its 2.7 million dots, or the Panasonic S1H with its like 2.3 or 2.4, like, those are nice high-end screens. I'm surprised that Sony didn't give us like a really good one. It's the videographer's one. It's their first fully articulating screen. And then they give us this EVF that nobody's gonna use. And that thing costs at least $500. That's why that price is what it, oh, we'll get to the price. In fact, let's get to it right now. Canadian dollars, we're talking $54.71 for just the body. And then plus, if you get that 20mm f1.8, which you would have to, Tony 1. That's an extra $13.54, bringing your total just for a little vlogging rig to $68.25. Are you kidding me right now? It's funny, the quest for the perfect vlogging camera wasn't supposed to be this high end. It was supposed to be the X3000. upgrade, just like an X3000A. Didn't even have to be the 4000. Just a little better. A 1-inch sensor. Just that big. We're approaching 10 grand here, and dare you dream you want to get the 85mm 21.8 for the studio. Get a little cinema in your life. It's a bit pricey. Now here's something nobody should expect in a camera, but there's no variable ND. We were hoping. It's in your little Sony ZV-1. You couldn't put one in there? A heavy one? I wanted it. We could have had the friendly shutter without this bullshit. Is it color casting, by the way? Are there vignetting corners anywhere? I swear to God. What are we at? ISO 640, so it's not playing around. I think this might be the perfect ND 128 for outdoor, high sun vlogging, high noon, beauty hour mode. A lot of you noticed when I started using the ND filter, the warpy shit, it wasn't as jerky. The smoother motion, we're at 1/48th of a second here. So everything should be smoother, and I noticed it. It didn't work with the variable ND. We all crossing here? Is it that much of a pain in the ass to have an ND filter? Only if you're using one lens for outside and inside. Because I tried this the other day and then I was like, oh, it's way too dark. I have to take off the filter every time. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? So it would have been nice to have. It was an unrealistic expectation. But it would have been nice to have some sunglasses for the lens inside the camera. Don't wear sunglasses, kids. That's how we absorb vitamin D, you morons. You want rickets? You ricket dick asshole. Now here's an unexpected one. No DCI 4K. That's true 4K. As you can see, the black bars have united our lives. This is actual 4K. There's 4,000 plus pixels. I don't know the exact number. 3800 is your loser version in the A7S. It's not even true 4K. What a loser. I never used to care, but once I found it in the Olympus and I used it, I was like, that does look cinematic. So I now use it all the time. The only way it's a downside is when you crop in, then you have to make your own bars to keep it from looking stupid. Now, one potentially deal-breaking flaw, not that any other camera can do it, but 480p, where is it? Where's my 480 frames per second and at least 720p? The little Sony ZV-1, hey little buddy. Hey little buddy. Do you want a better snack? Oh God. I had zero reason to cross the street on that one. That's on me. That's a lie. ZV-1 does it. 960 frames per second. Sure, it looks like trash, but it's good enough for some fun. You couldn't throw it in there? This thing's all about speed and everything, just no overheating. It's perfect. Every pixel aligned to perfection. You could have thrown it in there, Sony. So it would have been nice to have that 480p, but I imagine the 240 is going to be pretty sweet. It's going to look better than this. I noticed the Fuji, it's usable, but there's definitely moire and aliasing. It's not like high quality, but it does it. The last thing is less of a flaw and more of an observation. The digital stabe is not digital stabe. It just crops in and allows the sensor to move more, which in my opinion confirms that Sony's tiny mount is hindering their IBIS. Even though their APS-C is not hindered at all, makes no sense. So it could be they just suck at it, but that's interesting. So you crop in a little bit. It's a 1.13 times. Don't quote me on that one. Jordan said that from DP Review. He could be batshit wrong. He most likely is. I once asked Jordan how much a 6-pack of hot dogs cost. He said film school. It's like that. Doesn't really. So the Sony A7S III is basically perfect. It's a little high end. We shouldn't need that much of a camera just to do what I'm doing here. It should be a little X3000, 4000. Don't get me wrong, I want 2 of them, but I don't think we need it. So just hunker down. If you have something already, it's like, definitely get that over the Canons. Even if you're a hybrid shooter, photography. Even if you shoot photos, it overheats your video, so it's not a hybrid. It's one or the other, and it's not really the other, it's just the photos. Photographers. What are you gonna do with that? Stacy, see that pack of butter next to you? Step on it. I'm gonna freeze the motion with a 1/60th of a shutter speed. The butter's overexposed. It's low-fat milk. It clips the highlights faster. I only had one shot left on the memory card. It's a C Fast Express card. There was only one in the shop. It cost me $1,800. I'm ruined. Stacy. So how did this perform today? Yes, we're in the latest firmware. Is there no longer stepping? I can't tell until I see the footage myself. And was this ND filter perfect? Seems a bit high, ISO 2000, like I don't want that, but it's a cloudy day. For sunny days, this is probably perfect. So, affiliate links down below. No, never. How come I can't get a B&H affiliate link? Every time I try to fill it out, it doesn't load. I can't do it. I can only have Amazon. They're not even ready for this camera. All right, we're done. Subscribe for more videos after buying a shirt.